History remembers him as the ultimate madman of the ancient world, a bloodthirsty, unhinged tyrant who locked up his citizens, executed his rivals, and played music while his own capital burned to ashes. For centuries, the name Nero has been entirely synonymous with pure evil and chaotic madness. But behind the terrifying legend lies a far more tragic psychological horror story. Nero was never meant to be a ruthless conqueror. He was a teenage artist completely unfit for the throne. He was a fragile boy pushed past the brink of insanity by the vicious machinations of his own mother, as we reveal today through the retro lens. Nero was only 16 years old when he was crowned the absolute ruler of the entire Roman world. He didn't win this supreme power through military glory or political genius. His mother, Agrippina, secured it for him. She was a ruthless, calculating operator who poisoned her own husband just to place her young son on the throne. Agrippina didn't want Nero to rule. She wanted him to act as her mindless, submissive puppet while she controlled the empire. But Nero despised politics, preferring to spend his days writing poetry, singing, and acting in public theaters. As he grew older, the toxic power struggle between mother and son turned deadly, driving Nero into a state of total paranoia. In a desperate, horrific bid to claim his independence, Nero ordered his own mother to be assassinated at sea. But killing the woman who made him didn't free his mind. It shattered his sanity forever. In the summer of 64 AD, a catastrophic, apocalyptic fire broke out in the crowded markets of Rome. The inferno raged violently for 6 straight days, completely destroying 10 of Rome's 14 city districts. Legends claim that Nero stood high on his palace roof, dressed in stage robes, singing about the fall of Troy while his people screamed. Historians now suspect this was malicious propaganda, but Nero certainly didn't help his public image. He used the cleared, ash-covered land to build a massive, mind-bogglingly expensive golden palace for himself. The furious Roman public instantly accused the young emperor of starting the devastating fire just to clear space for his ego. Terrified of a massive revolution, Nero desperately shifted the blame, launching a brutal campaign of terror against a small, emerging religious group called the Christians. But his chaotic, erratic behavior quickly alienated the only group that truly mattered, the Roman Senate and the military. Believing he was entirely out of control, the Senate declared Nero a public enemy and sentenced him to a brutal execution. Abandoned by his loyal bodyguards, the terrifying dictator was reduced to a weeping, panicked fugitive running through the mud. Cornered by his enemies inside a filthy hut, Nero realized his theatrical life had reached its final, tragic curtain. He forced a sharp dagger into his own throat, uttering his famous, arrogant last words, "What an artist dies in me." After his death, Rome tried to completely erase him from history, tearing down his monuments and scratching his face off coins. But they failed because his terrifying descent into madness left a scar on history that time could never heal. He bought an empire with blood, ruled it like a stage play, and paid the ultimate price for his delusion. Hit that subscribe button to unlock the raw truth behind history's greatest legends. See you next time on The Retro Lens.